That I've been diving today up in Cambridgeshire or Peterborough, and I've literally just run in and sat down at the door, run in the door, sat down. I haven't even taken my keys out of my pocket. So there you go. That's it. Bang, and we're live. I have got a great session planned for today, and that was an idea from Hipster Matt, who I've been diving with today. It was a fantastic day. You just like, So Yuki and Alex were diving there this morning, and they literally had the lake to themselves. So the sun was shining. There was one guy cutting the grass over on the far side, and nobody else. And it's just when we dived in the afternoon, there was 3 people swimming, but they got out quite quick, and we had to get the lake to ourselves as well. It was just amazing to get in the water. It was amazing to feel the cold on your hands as you get to the bottom, because cold water is always near the bottom. Doesn't matter how deep it is. Obviously the water heats up, and then just like a couple of meters off the bottom you'll get a thermocline, and then the cold water hits. So it doesn't matter how deep it is, it's just near the bottom, it's colder. We took some photographs. I did put some on Facebook. I'm not going to say we took some good photographs, but hey, I got my camera out and took some photographs. Brilliant. So so tonight I'm going to go through the crazy tables. Tomorrow night we've got the Q&A again. Wednesday night I'm going to try and live stream the club session that we're having in Richmond Park from 7:30. If you're in the area, if you get down Kingston Gate, Richmond Park, come on down. It'll be great to see you. And I'm hopefully going to live stream that. And then Thursday, Friday, I haven't planned them yet. But next week, what we're going to do is we're going to be very explicit about the exercises. So, that's what I'll be doing on Friday. We are going to give you exercises to do every day. So, all the days next week, there's going to be exercises. So, because we're getting back into the sessions now, open waters happening a little bit. Next Saturday, we've got an open water session. If we've got enough people up for it to go to back to Peterborough, and then the week after that, Raisbury should be open. So it's getting back. So next week we have exercises every day. So 5 days, five sets of exercises. So there'll be something for you to do during the day, something for you to do during the live feed, and then the stretching in the evening. So be prepared next week. That's what we're going to be doing. Okay, so without further ado, I would like to explain to you what we're going to do with the crazy tables. Now, last time we did the crazy tables, we had a couple of people complain that they were a little bit tough. And this makes sense because obviously we've got to do a session based on people we have watching, so we never quite know how many people are watching, or who are watching, or what level they're at. So we have to kind of make do what we can. But Hipster Matt has come up with a plan. So if you are watching now, not watching live, okay, if you're watching live, what you can do is go back to the beginning. So literally skip back 30 seconds, and I believe you can do it then. But if you're watching this after 8 o'clock on Monday the 1st of June, you can go down the bottom of the YouTube. Let me just see what it looks like. So if you go down to the little settings, so there's a little cog, a little wheel at the bottom right hand side. Click on that, and it will give you playback speed. Okay, so if you click on playback speed, you can play it at normal, 0.75, 0.5, or 0.25. Okay, so you can run this video as slow as you want. Okay, and this will mean I'll be doing the timings for crazy tables, so sips every 10 seconds, but if you watch it at 0.75, there'll be sips every 15 seconds, and if you watch it at 0.5, it will be every 20 seconds. Okay, so you pick how good you feel to do this exercise. Okay, so I'll give those timings again. So for those of you who don't know, crazy tables are empty lung breath hold for a set period of time. Okay, and then every set period of time, maybe set period every 10 seconds is what I'm gonna be calling. Okay, but if you're watching at 0.75 time, slow down. Okay, it'll be every 15 seconds. Okay? And if you're watching at 0.5, it'll be every 20 seconds. So it's just a little sip. Okay, that's a little sip. Now, when you've done this, or if you've done it before, and obviously when you've done it this time, you'll understand what we mean. When you will stop taking sips for one of two reasons. Okay, the first reason is that you need to breathe, so like breath hold. Okay, so that breath hold will make you need to breathe, or you run out of space. Okay, now it's about awareness of you and how you feel today, not how you did it last time. Okay, but how you feel today. So if you are taking two bigger sips, you're going to run out of space. So you're going to get to the end of your hold, and the end of your hold will be because you can't sip in anymore. So you know the next time you do it, you can take smaller sips. Okay? If you get to the end, the challenge of the breath hold gets too much of a challenge, okay, and that's why you have to breathe, that's fine. But you know next time you can take slightly bigger sips. Okay, so say you take 5 sips and you run out of breath hold, okay, but you're not nearly full because you've been going. Okay, you can take 5 or aim for 6 sips, okay, but slightly bigger. Okay. Now the joy, I was just about to say the joy of the crazy tables is that it keeps your CO2 levels high. So do an empty lung breath hold for say 30 seconds or 20 seconds or a minute or however long you want to do it for. Your CO2 levels will grow really fast, okay, because you haven't got any air in your lungs to kind of water it down, as it were. So the body's producing carbon dioxide, CO2, all the time, all the time that every cell's metabolizing, it's creating CO2, goes into the blood, and then goes in from the blood into the lungs. Okay, and the body's offloading the excess CO2 because it needs some to work, but the excess is offloading into the lungs. But as the level in the lungs raises up, it's like having a rubbish bin. You keep putting rubbish in it, and eventually it gets a little bit full, and you have to kind of force the rubbish in. You put a bit more and you have to force it in. It's not easy to put more stuff in. And the same happens with the carbon dioxide going from the blood into the lungs. There's so much in the lungs already, or rather there's not so much. I'm lost the word, but the amount of it in the lungs, not by volume, but by percentage-wise, okay, the concentration, that's what I meant to say, the concentration of carbon dioxide in the lungs is so high, the blood can't offload it into the lungs, okay, very easily. So that means the carbon dioxide level in the blood starts going up, and that's what we sense. Okay? So when we do an empty lung hold, we haven't got much air in the lungs, okay, so it's not going to take much carbon dioxide to saturate that. So we've got quite high CO2 levels, makes us want to breathe. When we sip, yes, we're getting fresh oxygen in, and the body goes, fresh oxygen, that's what we need. But the CO2 doesn't really get dilated in a lung, diluted much in the lungs. So the CO2 levels are still quite high in the lungs. Okay. So the joy of the lazy tables is the CO2 level starts high and stays high. So if you can hold your breath normally for, say, a certain period of time, okay, that's fine. So that's your personal worst or your comfortable breath hold, whatever you want to call it. That's your time. Okay. This, if you do the same time, technically you're going to end up with a full lungful and hold your breath, not breathing for that amount of time. Should be no different from your personal worst, except we got your CO2 levels high, and then just sipping in the oxygen and keeping those CO2 levels high. So this should be your personal worst or your comfortable limit or your what did he call it in that book, the pan limit or something. Okay, where the breath hold just becomes a challenge. Do one more sip after that. That's all you need to do. That's your kind of soft limit, as it were, but we're making the whole thing hard. That's it. That's the joy. Okay, so if you're watching live, skip back 30 seconds or a minute. Hopefully you can do that, and hopefully you can see the little logo there that says settings, and you can play it slower. If not, you'll have to come back to it later. Okay, so if you're ready and sitting comfortably, we'll begin. So, eyes closed, dropping the shoulders, elbows heavy. Really feel yourself sinking into the chair. You'll have to excuse me. I ran up the road to get, that's why I'm drinking water. Ran up the road from parking. And we're breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Hopefully you've chosen the playback speed, either standard speed for the easy, 0.75 for the medium, 0.5 for the hard, 0.25 for the what? Are you crazy? Nice soft breaths, controlled inhalation, control the exhalation. No pause at the top of the breath, no pause at the bottom of the breath. Dropping the shoulders, elbows heavy. Crown the highest point of the head. Try and fill your belly first, before tiny filling of the chest. And I like to fill the chest more to straighten my spine than actually to get more air in. It just feels nice to fill the belly and then straighten the spine as you fill the chest just a little bit, not all the way. No pause at the top of the breath, breathing out. Allow that chest extension you had to sink. So you're not posturing forwards to the chest to kind of collapse in. You don't want that. You want the chest to sink down, so you keep the posture you had from that last bit of the inhalation, and then the belly falls back, and then we squeeze the belly, last bit of air out. Now, as I said, the first section of the breath hold is empty lung, and then every so often I will say sip, and you just sip a little bit of air. I'll do a couple of breaths first just to get everybody in the zone. So everybody breathe out, breathe out, breathe out, and breathing in very softly. 2, eyes closed, don't forget. 3, 4, fill in the belly. 5, and breathing out. 2, 3, seeing those numbers in your mind's eye. 4, 5, 6, pull in the belly back. 7, 8, 9, 10, breathing in very softly through the nose. 2, very controlled. 3, fill in the belly. 4, 5, and breathing out, elbows heavy, shoulders dropping. 3, 4, letting that belly fall down and empty at the same time. 6, pull in the belly back now. 7, 8, 9, 10, 3 candle blows. Deep breath in and relax it out and let the air out. else, just soften ever so slightly. And the first sip is in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sip. 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 Just one more sip. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sip and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe out and keep your eyes closed and start breathing in. Big deep breaths. And one more. So it's very weird for me. I was trying to work it out in my head and thinking this is going quite quick, but people are watching this in slow motion, so it won't be quick for them. It's kind of odd. So I don't mind if people don't make comments, because obviously the comments you make, if you're watching it in slow motion, won't tally up, because some of us are breathing and some of you are still watching now with their eyes closed, holding your breath. So get yourself back into that zone, dropping the shoulders, elbows heavy, in through the nose and out through the nose. No pause at the top of the breath. No pause at the bottom of the breath. Remember, it's a silken thread with which we control the entire body. Silken thread refers to how the breath feels, so we can sense it going in the nose, no juddering. But it's super fine. We'll just do one breath together before we hold our breaths. Again, if you found that easy and you were on standard speed, go down on your screen to that little settings and set it at 0.75. If you're at 0.75, go down to half. Or if you found it hard and you're on half, you can come up. That's up to you. So everybody breathe out, breathe out, breathe out, and breathing in, 2, 3, 4. Fill in the belly. 5, and dropping the shoulders, elbows heavy, letting the air escape. 3, seeing the numbers. 6, pulling the belly back, squeezing out the last bit of air. 9, 10, 3 candle blows. Deep soft breath in. And exhale. And hold. Dropping the shoulders. Drop the chin a little bit as well. And soften. Sinking. Sinking. And the first sip in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sip. Tiny sips. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sip. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sip. Soften those shoulders. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sip. Keep your eyes shut, gently shut. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sip. Now the skin to soften on the face. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sip. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sip. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sip. Just one more sip and then a hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sip. And you're breathing in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Keep your eyes closed. They're recovery breaths. And we do recovery breaths to try and draw in fresh air and then just sigh, let the air escape. In a breath hold like this, the sigh breath should be reasonably easy to control. But if you've done a swimming breath hold or a stressed breath hold, when you finish the breath hold, your body just wants to exhale. So that bit's easy. The body does that, but what we need is fresh air in. So at the end of a breath hold, we do a forced inhalation and then relax to try and slow that exhalation that the body wants to breathe out all the air. We're trying to slow that down. So we practice it now so that when we're diving or walking, we know how the body should feel. Just going to do one more of these holds because I'm conscious that, can we do 2 more? My maths is a bit out at the moment. I'm conscious that some people might be watching this in half time, in which case their session is going to be long. So we're going to cut ours short so that everybody's is about right. Hopefully that makes sense. So dropping the shoulders, elbows heavy. Breathing out, breathing out, breathing out, and breathing in through the nose, very soft. 2, 3. Fill in the belly, seeing the numbers 4, 5, and breathing out, chin tucked in, softening the jaw, allowing the body to soften and exhale on 5, 6, pulling the belly back, 7, 8, 9, 10. 3 candle blows. Deep soft breath in. And relax, let it go. Hold. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. First sip. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 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 Sip. Last sip coming in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sip and hold. Breathing in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Keep your eyes closed. Inhale. And again. Third one. Keep your eyes closed for just a few seconds more. Let the shoulders relax. Get yourself back into a nice comfortable posture on a chair. Rub your hands together in front of you. Cover your eyes with the palms of your hands. Open your eyes behind your hands very slowly. Move your hands away from your face very slowly. Okay, so if you're watching at slow speed, you can now speed it up again. I'm just going to say good night, and we'll see you here tomorrow night. Hopefully, you'll be here bringing questions. So log in 7:30, get your questions in quick, and I'll answer any questions you have about any of the subjects that we've covered over the last few weeks. Okay, and hopefully see you on Wednesday at the club session in Richmond Park, maybe even at the lake day. So as many people as you fancy come along to Gildenborough Waters. It's the first lake day of the second lake day of the year. Obviously we did it on New Year's Day, but this is the second one. So let me know. You have to pre-book if you want to come along. Good night.